I do get it. Some people just don't know, what to ask or how to respond whenever, you tell them that your parky symptoms are maybe a little flared up today, or um, I just find that you kind of get the feeling if somebody's really interested in knowing, or they're just asking to be polite, but they don't really want you to get too much into it. I don't know if anybody else experiences that. Um, yeah, maybe it's just that people are uncomfortable. They don't know what to say. And the best way that I can answer that is we don't really want anybody to say anything. I think we just want people to just accept that maybe today our faces aren't glowing. I call it a parky face because a few years back, some people said to me, "Oh, you look so serious. You look so worried all the time." Yeah, I've even got like a deep frown mark. And I used to respond with, "Well, this is the face that God gave me." So, but now I realize that a part of that, the facial or non-facial, like maybe lack of emotion, or looking kind of stern, or having a blank face, is one of the Parkinson's symptoms. And so I always hope that the people that know me and love me know that I'm not frowning or looking angry or serious because of something they've said. It's just my expression. It's yeah. And that goes for a lot of people with Parkinson's who may not show a reaction to something that's said, where somebody else may jump with joy or be like really expressive and, like, wow, and like really excited, sort of like, you would imagine a child would be. We may not react that way. And yeah, it is. It's just, it's part of the symptoms of Parkinson's. And so, yeah, I mean, I know that some people have told me they kind of feel on the defensive as well when somebody asks them questions and then you try to explain, maybe from speaking to your neurologist or your Parkinson's nurse, or just from, living it day to day, right? And then, that might make you feel like, well, sure, I have those too. Sure, that happens to me too. Yeah, I find those people just, they just don't know how to deal with, they don't know how to deal with the answers that you give them. Is it lack of knowledge? Is it because they're not interested? I don't know. All I know is that it does get tiring to feel like you have to defend why you're taking medication, why your medication is increased, why they can't see the symptoms. Now that's a good one, because there are people that'll say, yeah, but you look fine. You look, actually, you look really well. Um, I don't see any, you're not shaking. Um, yeah. And so it's a fact. I mean, not all symptoms are visible to another person. And so we can be talking to you in a conversation, but we could be having an internal tremor in our hand, in our leg, um, our, or I like a tremor in the eye, which I would have, but it's not always noticeable to other people. I do have a head tremor, which is noticeable to others. Um, Not all the time, but some people do pick up on it. So the symptoms that Parkinson's people experience are not always seen by other people. Um, and there are hundreds of symptoms that fall under the umbrella of Parkinsonism. Uh, and where some people would have severe tremors, other people like myself would have neurological Parkinson's. So where the brain is affected in all people with Parkinson's. Some people, um, like myself, would have trouble with, thought process, taking in a lot of information, too many people talking at one time, trying to pick up on, every conversation that's going on. If you've got music, speakers, overhead speakers going, that all causes confusion to the brain, and it's very difficult to distinguish who is saying what. So what happens a lot of times is we shut off. Just, I mean, we're looking at you, uh, probably nodding our heads, yes, no, but we've maybe just shut off, and that's just the way that we kind of cope with it. Because my physio said to me, I hope I didn't overload you with too much stuff. And like, I know I do go on and on. And I says, well, to be honest, I says, my brain will take in so much. And when I've had enough, I just shut you off. I said, and he was so funny because he didn't take offense to that. He actually laughed, and he says, oh, right. Oh, that's okay. Because like, it's okay for you to tell me like to stop, that you can't cope with anymore. And I says, no, the natural response for us is just just to cut you off. I says, and I'll keep looking at you, and I'll go, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. I says, but no, you've lost me somewhere back there 5 minutes ago or something. So yeah, that's what happens to us. So I wanted to pull a card for today. I'm late this week, just things on, and practice patience. Okay, press the pause button. Take a day off from being frustrated with others or yourself. Patient reaps great rewards. I do love that. And the reason I do love that is because I find at the minute, with adjusting to uh, additional dosages of the Matapar, that, yeah, there are days when I do feel frustrated, and don't have patience, more with myself than with other people, because you're feeling the reaction of the dopamine that's being absorbed in the body, and that is going to your brain. And yeah, sometimes, you can feel like you have a little bit of headache, kind of feel woozy, brain overload. And so, yeah, I do find that I can be impatient. So actually, this is a really good card for this week. Yeah, I love all the earth tones in that. It's about bringing yourself back to nature, back to grounding, back to feeling connected with the earth. So, yeah, lovely card for this week.